He begged her not to ride when she went there. And he says, "Bonnie, I wish you'd retire." And she says, "Frank, I want to make one more show." She said, "One more show." And Frank finally gave in. And it was the last show for Bonnie.
I was in the arena not over 10 or 15 yards back of the snubbing horse for the west end of the arena.
Her head, I knew from the sound, I could hear, don't sound right, but I could hear that girl's head hit that ground right there in the bleachers. And when they went in to pick Bonnie up, this horse stumbled. He didn't go flat down, but he went down, I think, to his knees.
I remember, and it's in my mind every time I think about it, that that horse, when they pulled the blindfold off, it reared over backwards. And when that horse got up, she was still in the saddle, and I can see her arms up like this, going across the arena like this. She must have been out then. But that's what I can see in their minds, so they picked her up.
And I run over there. And Bonnie was out just colder than a wedge, and her face, there wasn't no color in her face, it was just chalk white. We all know that she was hurt bad.
I was there that day, and I saw how it all happened. It was the first day of the Pendleton Roundup in 1929, and Bonnie was riding Black Cat. The pickup rider came in and grabbed Bonnie's right arm, and just as Black Cat was buckling over, Ray's right hand froze on her right arm, and then Black Cat did a complete forward somersault. When that horse got back up, Bonnie's left boot was still caught in the stirrup. And then her head hit the ground with each buck until, mercifully, that boot finally came off.
And they picked her up. She had on a pair of chaps. Frank did, her husband. And they took these chaps off and rushed her to the hospital. And the doctor told Frank, he said, "Frank, it's bad to give Bonnie up. You better be grateful that she wouldn't live as she would have had to live." He said she'd have been a vegetable the rest of her life. He said she'd never know you. She'd never know nobody. He said she just lay there. Frank said Bonnie'd never want to stay that way, but it likely killed Frank.